Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us for this Inside City Hall Behind the Faces. We want to meet some of the people who've been here at City Hall and who help our city run so smoothly. You're certainly one of those people. How long have you been here?
I started in 1984, so my 40th anniversary is coming up in a couple of months.
Ooh.
I started out as a solid waste director, did that for about 34 years. Then we merged landfills. So I've been with Public Works since 2011 or so, and did solid waste and Public Works for 10, 12 years. And now I've kind of merged over into just city engineering.
How is that different from where you were before?
I don't have anybody to boss around anymore. I'm more of an advisor, mostly to Public Works for paving and replacing equipment and contracts and so forth. Also, I do plan review with the economic and community development folks.
So busy time of year, especially with the paving, for instance, right now, a lot of projects happening.
Right. That's going on. Yeah, that's handled by the Public Works crew, but occasionally, in fact, have a meeting today, but just check in on different things that we want to make sure everything's going well.
Like you started out, you said you worked at various departments within the city, but still with the city. What is it about working here that made it such a good fit for you?
When I applied, it was the only job available. So I'm from up here, born in Caribou, lived in Woodland most of my life, but I was downstate. And my wife and I had our first child. We said we want to have our kids grow up in Aroostook County, so we come back in 1984. And at the time, I applied for some jobs, and this is the one that appealed to me, and I was selected, and here I am.
Well, it's a win-win, obviously, for us, because we still have you here, approaching 40 years, like you just said. That's quite an anniversary. Talk about, for anyone, what's it like working for public service? Because realistically, that's what all of this is. It's public service.
Right. Personally, I like to make things better. I like to make things efficient. I like to do it right the first time. So on the Public Works front, we tried to do things to replace equipment in an orderly way and make the expenses flat and not have big increases or decreases in the budget. And the same thing, excuse me, with paving, was to not have a consistent program with a 12-year program, so that we paved all the streets in an orderly fashion instead of just making spur of the moment decisions.
That's one of the things I think you want to get out to the public, is that these decisions are strategic. Everything happens with a plan, and a lot of these projects are planned ahead of time with the general community's benefit, at heart. What are one of the other things you want the public to know that perhaps they may not know?
There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of infrastructure. Presque is a double township, so we have 148 miles of road, so there's a lot to take care of. Some of that is handled by Department of Transportation, by the state, but there's a lot of moving pieces, so it takes a while to kind of understand it all and make it work and make it work within the budget that we have.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's always an important part, because we like to have our roads, don't we? Either way, year round.
Yeah.
How important is collaboration?
Need to collaborate. The department heads work well. We support each other, and they have great expertise in their departments. So when we need that, we can always call on them to help us out. We work together well as a team.
For newbies that are coming in into working for municipal government, what ideas, or first of all, what would be a good fit for a person? Because we do have some opening in various departments. What would be a good fit as far as a person coming into the city?
I think a lot of young people just look at pay. I think the city has good pay structure, but also have a great retirement, where I'm kind of more in that part of my life. There's not many places where you can work. You can have both state retirement and Social Security, and the city of Presque is one of those places where you have great benefits. I think a lot of people just look at money, how much is in my check. That's important, but the benefits are also important, especially when you get a little older and you're looking at retirement. That's important.
Not you. We want you here for another 40. Not you.
You might be here.
I know.
Sean, I don't think I'll be here.
Well, let me ask you this. But the city is evolving. Lots of things are evolving, and change isn't good. What things are kind of on the horizon that you're excited about?
Well, the technology is changing all the time, which is tougher for us older people. So I think that the younger people are just with it. You know, like my kids can do circles around me with technology. So I think that's where I like efficiency, and I think that's where things are getting better. Is there's just more technology that helps us.
But one thing that never goes out of style, we still need people, right? Talk about that. Actual people.
Yeah, you're gonna have people. The public works crew say, you know, when it snows, you gotta go. You gotta plow. You gotta make it happen. And people tend to want like summer driving year round. So there's a very high expectation. So there's a lot of pressure on those drivers and crew to clean the streets, and can't really stop until it's done snowing. So
I can still feel your passion. Why are you so passionate about this place and your job?
I just like it. I call myself, hopefully some people will agree, Mr. Helpful. I just like to help people. So I like being in a service oriented business, you know, the city of Presque. So I like that part of it.
And we love that part of you. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.